Our next speaker this afternoon is the Chief Financial Officer for Rafmoh Gold, Mr. Michael Stafford, a premier conglomerate engaged in gold, precious metals and jewelry trading across global markets. With a professional background spanning several decades in international finance and leadership roles, Mr. Stafford is renowned for his expertise in financial management, risk strategy, and implementation of robust compliance in high-value sectors such as bullion trading and refinery. As the CEO, Mr. Stafford has played a pivotal role in Rafmoh Group's growth, emphasizing quality, innovation, and the highest ethical standards in industry. He is highly regarded for steering complex financial operations, ensuring sustainable supply chain practices, and utilizing technology such as AI to enhance operational efficiencies and customer experience. Regularly invited as a speaker, as an expert speaker at industry forums, Mr. Stafford has recently presented on dispute avoidance in bullion imports, showcasing his standing as a thought leader in this sector. Let's give a warm welcome applause to Mr. Michael Stafford.
Thank you very much for inviting me today. It's a pleasure to be here at the Indian Conference. I was in Bangalore 1 year ago this week, and what a year it has been for the bullion trade in India and globally. This time last year, gold stood at $2,650. Today, it stands at $3,650. This time last year, it stood at 220,000 rupee per ounce. Today, it stands at 320,000 rupee per ounce. Michael Stafford is my name. I'm the CFO of Rafmoh Group of companies, based out of Dubai, but we have a global trade in India, in Hong Kong, and through the Middle East. Rafmoh Gold was founded in Kerala here in India by Mr. Rafiq Nandoli and by Mr. Sharafuddin Nandoli. They have grown that business over the last 20 years to be an international business through Dubai, through the GCC, and indeed through Asia, in India, and also now in Hong Kong. We have developed that business from being a trading business to now being a dedicated bullion business with a B2C concept that is second to none, based in Dubai, but we've also launched that concept in Kerala and also in Saudi. That is a concept that we're very, very proud of, and it is something that you will hear a lot more about in the future. We have also a very good gold and diamond business, a wholesale business based out of the UAE, with a manufacturing business based out of India. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the changes in the industry over the last number of years, and what it means for India, what it means for the GCC, and what it means globally for the business as well. We have seen an extraordinary change in the demand over the last 25 years. Gold has essentially been comatose for probably 20 years, from 1980 through to the year 2000. In the last 25 years, gold has woken up, and it is now becoming a part of the financial system and a part of the monetary system. And I think what is happening now with gold is going to change the industry forever. We've seen the movement of gold from the west to the east, and that has been driven by India, China, Southeast Asia, and indeed the Middle East in Dubai as well. We now see the physical demand being anything between 60 and 70% of the global demand, from Dubai to India to China and Asia. That has changed the dynamics of price, that has changed the dynamics of price discovery, And what we're seeing now is gold finally catching up with its place at the center of the monetary assets and the financial assets of the world. Our earlier expert has talked to you about compliance, regulatory changes, and that indeed is the core of what we have to do as an industry. We've got to ensure that we work with the regulatory authorities. We've got to ensure that we work with all of the compliance officers to make sure that we are at the heart of the industry going forward. And we got to make sure that that becomes a way for us, as a foundation for us to do business into the future. And this is where we've got to work with the regulators, we've got to work with the various authorities in India, in UAE, and around the world to make sure that we make gold and gold trading we reduce the barriers for trading in gold. That is how we improve the business right around the world and indeed here in India. We've got to also work on the digitalization of gold, and that is where we can make a huge difference in how gold becomes a central part of our monetary system going forward. If we can digitalize the gold, the physical gold, from mine to consumer, we can financialize that gold. And this is bringing the gold into the system, bringing it into the financial system, and making sure that we can use that to accelerate the growth in our industry, and also to provide it as collateral to drive our economies right around India and indeed worldwide. As I talked about, we have seen huge changes in India and indeed in UAE, in Dubai. India is the heart of the gold industry. It is the cultural capital of gold. We've seen over the last 20 years that India regularly imports between 600 and 1,000 ton of gold per year. And once it goes into India, it doesn't come back out. So India has a huge resources of gold built up over the last 20 years. And what we've got to do is work on how do we make the best use of that gold, be it in state ownership or be it in private ownership, because that can be the funding, that can be the working capital of the future for the gold industry here in India. India has anything up to 4 trillion worth of gold. Just imagine what India can do with that sort of collateral sitting in India here, and how we can make that work better for us going forward. And just look what it could do for the gold industry. Look what it can do for the infrastructure development in India. Look what it can do for other industries in India. Dubai has become a central part of the gold industry, and it has come from nowhere. 20, 30 years ago, Dubai wasn't a part of the gold industry. They have built a gold trading hub that is second to none in the world. And how they've done it is through regulation, through compliance, through making sure they reduce the trade barriers at all stages, be it on tax, be it on how we import, how we clear, and how we deal in Dubai. Dubai today, the gold trade business is worth well over 100 billion per year, and it is at the center of the industry and the growth in industry in Dubai. The question for us is how can we make Dubai and UAE work better with India? And through the trade agreement, through SEPA, we have made a wonderful start over the last couple of years, but there's much more to do in terms of how we can improve the trade and break down the trade barriers between the UAE and India, so as we can benefit mutually in India, in UAE, and globally to make this to make the India UAE the gold hub or the gold corridor of the future. And Rafmoh are looking to do that. That's what we are. We have developed our business from India into UAE, into the rest of the GCC, and now we're developing our business into Asia as well. So we're looking to bridge with partners right around the world, and this is what we're looking to do, be it in India, be it in GCC, and indeed in Asia. And when you look at the volume of gold that moves through that corridor, that's what we've got to maximize on. See how we can make that seamless, see how we can make that to break down the trade barriers in that particular corridor. And one of the things that we look to do is add value along the way, and we look to enhance access. One of our founding owner, Mr. Rafiq, one of the things that he wants to do with gold is making gold accessible to everyone. And that's why we launched a dedicated bullion store in the Gold Souk in Dubai. We've launched one in Jeddah. We've also launched one in Thrissur in Kerala. And what we're going to do is roll out access, making gold, everything from 1 gram to 1 kilo, accessible to everyday people. Gold and silver is not just for the wealthy, it is for everyone. And that's the journey that we are on. We're going to continue to work on compliance. We're going to continue to work with the regulators. This is the key part of our strategy. If we don't get the basics right in our industry, that is going to be hugely problematic. So I would encourage all of us to work together, to work with the regulators, to work with the compliance people. And I came into this industry with over the last number of years. That is the DNA of Rafmoh, and that is how we're going to build the business into the future. And we're going to build that also with technology, how we're going to digitalize the business, and how we're going to drive efficiency into the business to ensure we can build trust into this industry. So I would encourage everyone, and I would encourage us all to work together in terms of improving compliance, improving transparency, to leverage technology, because this is the future for us, that we have to work together to make sure that we have the best industry, the most transparent industry, and the one that we can take to the next generation of gold entrepreneurs as well. So it is incumbent on us to make sure that we hand this industry over to the next generation, a better industry, a more transparent industry than we found the industry in the first place. And one of the things that I like to encourage is how we adopt a global mindset, but obviously trade locally. And that is, I would encourage India and I would encourage the UAE. That's what we've got to work together, look at how we can build this industry together, but always make sure that we're looking after the local industry, the local business as well. Taking this industry to the next generation. I have a couple of teenage sons, and I hadn't introduced them to the gold industry. We had a wonderful experience 2 weeks ago. The kids are only 12 and 13, But we went to Rafmoh Bullion in the Gold Souk. I wanted to introduce them to bullion, to introduce them to gold, to introduce them at an early stage in their development. And it was an absolutely wonderful experience. Their eyes lit up when they went into the bullion stores. Ours is a dedicated specialist bullion store. And I would encourage all of us to look at that concept and look at how we can bring the next generation, to light up the eyes of the next generation, how we bring them into this industry and make it an industry that we can be all proud of to hand off to the next generation. Thank you very much.